Hello, welcome back to my channel. So this video is about going to see the Jonas Brothers on the Happiness Begins tour, getting the meet and greet passes, which we bought through Host, and all the things you need to know before you go. So keep watching. We left, the concert was on a Wednesday, September 4th, I believe, but let me just double check that. Yes, it was on the 4th. So we left on the 3rd, because it was like 4 hours away. So yeah, and it really did take 4 hours. The traffic there was so bad, and coming from Jersey and like going all the way up Route 80, which if you're not from Jersey, you don't know what I'm talking about, but it was like farmlands and like just not anything that we're used to seeing because we live in like a city area, and like I can look out my window and see New York City. So that was like crazy driving through the farm area and like seeing cows and horses. It was nice though. And then we got to where Penn State was, which is a gorgeous campus. Even if you can just go there for like a weekend or a day trip, even if you don't have anybody going to college there, I highly recommend it. It's adorable. Like, it's, the downtown area is so cute. The campus is gorgeous. I have a feeling that not a lot of those places are open when college is not in session, so I would definitely go during like school time. I know you're like, Danielle, get to it, because we want to hear all about the meet and greet. So we got there on Tuesday, checked into our hotel, which was like super sketchy. We were staying at a golf course because it looked like the nicest place to stay, but when we got there, they're like, sorry, restaurants closed here. We're doing some like refurbishments on the hotel. Our door to the hotel room was open before we even got in there. So I was like a little bit nervous about that. Like, should we stay here? Should we look for something else? I was like Googling different places to stay around there. I called my husband and I'm like, listen, do you care if we book another hotel? Because our door was open. Like, we checked all the rooms and everything and nobody was in there. I think the room service, the cleaning people accidentally just left the door open. So we ended up staying there and it was fine. Fast forward to the next morning, we're checking out of the hotel and I see like this little black dog like coming into the lobby area, and I was like, oh my god, that dog is so cute, because like I love dogs more than people, so I'm just like going on and on about this dog, and all of a sudden like the owner like scooped it up and was like, she didn't really say anything, and I was like, I wish I knew, like I would have brought my dog, like joking around. And she was like, I'm only gonna be here for like an hour. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, she walks away and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was BB Rexa. Just like casually walking in the hotel. And she wasn't very nice. So that's upsetting. But I guess she just didn't want to be bothered. But honestly, I wouldn't have bothered her anyway, because I don't care about that kind of stuff. I don't get starstruck or anything. Like, I'm a makeup artist. I work with famous people for a living. So then fast forward to, we got lunch downtown, and then around 4:30, I want to say, we made our way to the arena. And I actually made a board I can show you guys as soon as I'm done doing this video. So check-in was between 5:15 and 6:15, so we got there at like 5 just to get online. There was people already there, lane 1 people and then host people, so they had us in 2 different lines. And then the check-in process was really easy. There was somebody there checking, like, you had to print out your confirmation receipt. So they checked that, they gave us a wristband. They asked us if we had floor general admission, or if we had like a seat somewhere. We said floor, so they marked our bands to get us like to the front of the meet and greet line, so that way as soon as we were done doing the meet and greet, we can go onto the floor and get our spot in the pit. So we picked the pit on the left if you're like looking at the stage, and it was like completely empty, so that was good. So we checked in, they brought us like to this downstairs area, and then we kind of waited like 15-20 minutes. They take your bags, they give you a ticket that matches like the number that your bag is with, and then you get the other number. Some people didn't have pockets, so they were like putting it in their shoes. Some people were putting it in their bras. I gave mine to my niece Cameron. She put it in her back pocket, and she held the girl in line's hers too in front of us, because she didn't have pockets either, and she didn't want to stick it in her shoe. So then there was like 4 people in front of us, because they moved us to the front of the line because we had pit tickets. And then after, okay, so yeah, we waited in that line for like 10 minutes, and it was like very organized. It moved very quickly. There was like some rules, like you can't pull anything out of your bra like while you're in there, no giving them gifts. If you have gifts, they have to go through security, no hugging, they're all happily married, blah blah blah. So we're like, yeah, totally, like, respect all of that. I just hadn't seen them in like 10 years, so I wanted meet and greet. I had one from 10 years ago, and I just wanted another one now, because like we're all older, and I wanted an updated meet and greet picture, and you know, I just love them, so I wanted meet and greet. So we get into the meet and greet, and I'm wearing like a Misfits t-shirt, and Kevin's like, oh, like Misfits, I like your shirt. And I was like, yeah, like another Jersey band. And they were like, where are you guys from? So we told them, and then they're like, okay, like get ready to take your picture. So we like, it was Kevin, me, Joe, my niece, and then Nick. And we shook all their hands when we walked in, except I missed shaking Nick's hand. I don't really know how that happened. It was fine. Then Cameron, that we told them where we were from, and Cameron was like, oh, you guys should come visit us where we work. We want to have like a wiffle ball home run derby with you guys. We work for a baseball network. And they're like, yeah, totally. They're not gonna come. And then we were like leaving, and the camera person's like, no, wait, come back. You guys have one more picture because you're 2 people. So if you're 2 people, you get 2 pictures. So for the first picture, we all like smiled, and I'll insert this now. And for the second picture, Joe was like, oh, let's do something funny, which we did. I'll insert now. And then we were like, okay guys, like, and then I was like, thank you so much for having us. And they were like, thank you so much for coming, even though we paid for it. And then we left, and we were like, wow, that was amazing, even though it was like 2 seconds long. And then they give you like a little gift bag after you're done with like patches, a signed poster, a laminate. You don't have to wear the laminate for the picture. And so what I did with mine was I made this little board. I'll show you. So I made mine into like a board with like the patches and everything. So yeah. So there was that. Sorry. And yeah, so it was definitely worth it. I think leaving, the concert was amazing, obviously. Leaving, the concert got over at like 11. We sat in the parking lot for an hour, and then we still had a 4-hour drive home. So we did not get home until 4 o'clock in the morning. I was luckily off of work the next day, but poor Cameron had class. and she like barely made it through, but she did make it through, so that's what's most important. Would I do it again? Yes. Did host make it easy? Yes. I'm glad we didn't experience any of the horror stories that people were experiencing in the beginning, but I think they're just like working the kinks out. Honestly, it's new. This was like one of the like beginning shows on the tour, so I think that they like are getting it figured out. So I give 2 thumbs up, and I'll see them when they're back here in November. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.